Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ya ayyuhal muslimun. To the long-time listener and first-time visitor, we welcome you to this episode. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, al-aqibatu lil muttaqeen, wa la udwana illa ala zalimeen. Allahumma salli ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een, wa man tamassaka bi sunnatihi إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. يا عباد الله. Pay very close attention. استمعوا. Listen attentively. بإذن الله تعالى. Because your Lord, the Most High, He puts forth a tremendous question to each and every one of us. The males, the females, the black, the white, the red, the yellow, all the human beings. نعم. Allah Ta'ala, He says, يا أيها الإنسان. O humanity. نعم. يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم. O humanity, O mankind, O human beings, what has made you careless about your Lord, the most generous? I want you just to reflect upon that for a second, Naam. Because this is not that which is asking you for an answer. Naam. It's not that which is asking you for an answer. The question is quite rhetorical, as we will say in the English language. But even on top of that, as the ulama they point out, and I want you to really think about this, is that the ulama they mentioned had the tahdeed. This is actually a threat. It's actually a threat. Now, it is not like some of the people think that you're being asked to provide a question or a response. You're not being asked to provide a response, but rather it is a threat. Okay? And then I want you to reflect on the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of all of His names, He mentions Al-Kareem, the one who is the most generous. Naam, your Lord, the most generous. Naam, and also the fact that Allah ta'ala, He mentions your Lord, the one who created you, the one who sustains you, the one who provides for you, the one who sends down the rain, the one who gave you life, so on and so forth, the one who was the arranger of the affairs, your Lord, Jalla wa'ala. Naam. He has done all of this for you. You wouldn't be here without Him. You wouldn't be able to appreciate the beauty of this dunya without those faculties in which He has given you. Everything that you have with you from a blessing, it's from Allah, Jalla wa'ala. Everything you have with you from that which you love and adore is from Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with this being the case, that your Lord, the most generous, Naam, what is it that has made you become careless about Allah? What is it that has deceived you to the point that you are rendered utterly careless as relates to your Lord? Allahul Musta'an is the least of what we can say as relates to this. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll come back and reflect more about this. But firstly, let's look. Qala Qatada, he mentions, Ma gharraka bi rabbika al-kareem, that as relates to Allah ta'ala's statement, what has made you careless about your Lord, the Most High? He says, Shay'un ما غرب ابن آدم غير هذا العدو الشيطان. He says, this is something here, huh? He says, nothing has deceived the children of Adam and have made them so deceived that they have become careless except for their enemy, the shaitan. This is the one who has deceived them, the shaitan. The shaitan has deceived them as relates to their Lord, Jalla wa'ala. And I want you to just take time to reflect upon this, because how many of the individuals, how many of us have been given to the whispers of shaitan? Whatever the shaitan, he whispers, he almost finds no opposition, no friction between the whisper and between us falling victim to it. Look at this and we look. Touch this and we touch. drink this and we drink, smoke this and we smoke. Wa'iyadu billah. And of course, when I say we, I'm talking about human beings, not us as individuals. May Allah Ta'ala keep us far removed and protected from the likes of these evil and despicable things. Speaking about human beings, look at all of the things the human beings they do. Look at all of the despicable things that are coming out in this one's files and so on and so forth. All of these people involved and so on and so forth. From the most affluent of the society, partaking in the likes of this level of depravity is incomprehensible for the believing mind. Incomprehensible how such people can do such things, acting worse than animals. But for those who understand the guidance, we're not surprised. We're not surprised in any which way, shape, or form. Wa'iyadu billah. This is why guidance is so important. Not just that we know about it, but that we submit to it. Because without the guidance, without submitting to the guidance and acting in accordance to the guidance, then we would be rendered into a state that is worse than animals. Look at those files and take an example. Just pick an example from those files. And you know the files I'm talking about. This is not the place or the time nor the platform or the forum to talk about those type of things, because we have more important things to discuss and to go over. But we're just using this as an example that is known. Ala kulli hal, Imam al-Kathir, he says, لأنه إنما أتى باسمه الكريم. Like, why is this name Al-Karim mentioned? He said that verily he came with this name Al-Karim لينبه على أنه لا ينبغي أن يقابل الكريم أن يقابل الكريم بالأفعال القبيحة والأعمال السوء. He says, Allah Ta'ala, he mentions this name Al-Karim, and one of the benefits that we get from this particular name being mentioned is that Allah Ta'ala, he reminds us, he draws our attention to the fact that it is not suitable. It is not suitable. Now, it doesn't match. It's not suitable that we will take, or in light of the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we will in fact return that generosity, or return to that generosity, the most evil and despicable of actions. Allah Ta'ala is generous to us, and in contrast, or in light of that generosity, we do what? We respond by being the most evil and wicked acting individuals. Doesn't match. Or that we would do the most despicable things. It doesn't match. Allah Ta'ala, he has given us everything. So we should be, in response to that generosity, we should be obedient. We should listen to that which Allah Ta'ala, he has given us. But that's not what we have done. So the meaning, of this ayah, مَا غَرَّكَ يَا ابْنَ آدَمَ. O child of Adam, what has made you confused? What has confused you about your Lord to the point that you have become this careless? Naam, بِرَبِّكَ الْكَرِيمِ, with your Lord the most generous. Naam, al-azim, the one who is tremendous. Hatta, until the point that أَقْدَمْتَ عَلَى مَعْصِيَتِهِ, to the fact that you have gone to his disobedience. What has made you return that generosity, naam, or return being treated with that level of generosity? By being indignant, by being disobedient, by being from the most foul and despicable of human beings. With that, utilizing that which Allah Ta'ala, he has given you to disobey him. Utilizing that which Allah Ta'ala, he has gifted you to disobey him. Utilizing what he gave you while commissioning in the commission of his disobedience. Makes no sense. Yabna Adam, makes no sense in any which way, shape, and form. Now, listen, when it comes to those who don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are not surprised. You understand? Laysa ba'd al-kufri dhanb, as the ulama they mentioned. There's not after kufr any type of real sin that's going to have any impact. There's no sin after kufr that's going to be detrimental to any kafir. He's already a kafir. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if we take that, so for them, we're not surprised. That's why I think in them files, we're not surprised by the things of that nature, because they're not people who are upon guidance. But now the question comes for us Muslims, for us believers, for us who have been guided to the guidance and who have submitted to the guidance. What's going on with us? What's going on with us? Why do some of us act in a manner in which they act while they should know better? Why do some of us act in the manner that they act when they should know better? That's the question. إلى اللقاء. استودعكم الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.